G Herbo still sucks so much. Dude, this gen was just at 0. You cannot tell me this game. No one can tell me for a second that this game is killer-sided, bro. This is the most survivor-sided garbage I've ever seen in my life. This dude disappeared too. He straight up vanished. What? Okay, I was about to say, dude. Second cheater of the night? No, okay. You saw me kick this gen, right? I kicked it and it was at like 20% and it went back down. And now it's 90%. I left for like 30 seconds. This game, dude. Oh my god. This game is so... It's so killer-sided, dude. This game is so unfair. Like, I mean, the killers can do whatever they want and survivors don't get anything. The game is not killer-sided. The fact that you said that is extremely sad. I'm not gonna lie. If you think this game is killer-sided, you've never played a match of killer in your entire life. You genuinely haven't. Gens go by faster now than they ever have. And everyone's running Sprint Burst every single game. This game has never been killer-sided. And I honestly don't think it ever will be. Like, you could say, oh, well, Old Ruin was extremely powerful. At the end of the day, Old Ruin, yes, it was overpowered as hell, but it was still a Hex Totem that could be cleansed. And Undying didn't exist back then. Because behavior devs will tell you it is? Well, yeah, because... Wait, no, they... First of all, they never said that the game is one-sided. They never said that. That's why Killer Clowns Chainsaw Massacre didn't make it? No, they didn't make it because the developers gave up on the games. It had nothing to do with what side it was. This game has always been and will probably forever be survivor-sided. If you were going... Okay, let's say you're in a comp, right? You could be the best killer. You could be the best Michael Myers ever. You will never win against a full comp survivor team. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, that's like this game. This game is extremely survivor-sided. But unlike the other games, the devs actually continue to update this one. There's honestly no argument you can make to say this game is killer-sided. It never has been. And it's not. Like, the Survivor's last game were just uncoordinated. That's the only reason they lost that. The Laura stayed at Shack the entire game. If she would actually use her brain and went around the map and did what she was supposed to, she would have easily won that. Easily. But she stayed in one area the entire time. That's the only reason I won that. If I didn't get her out, it would have been a 4v1 like the whole game. I got her out at 3 gens. I'm pretty sure it was 3. And that's the only reason I won. Anyone that says this game is killer-sided is delusional. And they've never played Killer. Try playing one match of Killer. You'll immediately hate it. The only reason I like playing Killer right now is because I feel like the perks combinations are better. What do you mean the devs lie to us? The devs never said this game was killer-sided. Where are you pulling this information from? It's a 4-piece almost every game. That doesn't mean the game is killer-sided. That just means he's good at the game. No, I want you to post a link right now of the developers saying that this game is killer-sided. I want a link of a video of them saying it. And you won't be able to find one because they've never claimed it. They've never claimed that this game's killer-sided. They've never claimed it's survivor-sided. They've never said anything like that, ever. You're literally just making that up. Like, all this chef has to do is hold W. Hey, look, another God Palette. Dude, this game is so killer-sided. We're in a map that has 2 God Palettes in the same room, and the only reason I won is because instead of going to the other God Palette, he went up there and got Stagger. And look, free palette save. Killer-sided, right? Killer-sided? This game's killer-sided? Yeah, bro. I genuinely don't know how you could, like... If you say that this game is killer-sided with a straight face, you are straight up fucking lying. You're lying. There's no way you're not smiling while saying that, because you know it's absolutely ridiculous. It's a ridiculous claim. Like, look at this. He can just camp this pallet. I literally can't do anything. I literally can't do anything. Look at that. Every single time I get it down. 4 gens, 0 hooks. Killer-sided, right? I'm sorry that I'm sounding like a jerk, but you're so adamant about how this game is so killer-sided, but you're not giving any proof as to why. Meanwhile, I've given actual valid points. Like, look at that. Blast Mine? Is there any way for me to predict that? No. And it lasts for 2 minutes. But I have to kick this gen, otherwise it won't start regressing. And look, another gen has popped. And there's no way I could have gotten over there in time because I'm a killer with no mobility. So next time you type, like, paragraphs saying this game is, like, killer-sided or something, please give actual, like, insight. I get it's just an opinion, right? It's just an opinion. But you're actively just lying, saying that the dev said this, the dev said that. But they realistically didn't say any of that stuff. Because, trust me, if the developer said that, people would have made whole videos about that. I know they would have. This is the Dead by Daylight community. Someone would 100% would have made a whole video about that if they said something like that. And that's why I know. They never said that, dude. I don't understand why you're lying, man. I have a different opinion than you, okay? You don't have to lie. You just said, I found proof, but okay, I guess I'm not going to show you it. That's pretty much what you just said. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to give me the proof because you're lying, dude. I don't really get the point of that. You don't need to lie. Like, yeah, you have a different opinion, okay? That's fine. You can just say, I believe the game is killer-sided, but you're acting as if it's a fact. You're like, no, this game is killer-sided. I don't think it is. I know it is. Like, that's the difference between an opinion and you acting like it's a fact. Like, you're treating it as if it is a factual statement. Can you just give me 1 point? Like, give me one reason why you think the game is killer-sided. And don't say the dev said it is. Because even if, which I know they didn't, but even if the devs did say something like that, that doesn't mean you have to agree with them. If I'm a developer of a game and I said, I think the game's killer-sided, that doesn't mean it actually is. That's just how I feel about the game. Like, if the devs said, Nurse is a bad killer, would you agree just because they said it? I know I wouldn't. You can look at the match I'm in right now, and you can't tell me the game is killer-sided with a straight face. Because 4 gens have popped now, and I've been able to do nothing about it. Not one thing. And it wasn't at fault for me or anything. It wasn't even my fault. They've popped across the map. I'm a no-mobility killer. There's just nothing I could do. And I'm actively... not only am I telling you reasons why the game is survivor-sided, but I'm literally showing you in the match, and you're still not providing any evidence or reasons at all. Again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just stating the obvious here. Adrenaline. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Adrenaline as well. No way I could have predicted that. But if I didn't slug, she would have gotten the pallet save. If I didn't slug, she would have gotten the pallet save, right? But since I did slug, it didn't matter anyways, because adrenaline. Dude, Google is not a valid source of information. If I just Google something, that doesn't mean it's true. And again, this is an opinion-based thing. It's as I literally said multiple times. If the devs say that it's killer-sided, that doesn't mean it is. That doesn't mean it is at all. This game has been survivor-sided for its entire lifespan. And not once have you provided information. You're saying Google it. I'm not going to Google that because I know they didn't say it. And again, let me say this again because you're clearly not understanding. Even if the developers say that it is killer-sided, that is still an opinion. Even if they are the ones that made the game, it's still just an opinion. That doesn't mean it's a true fact. I believe the game is survivor-sided, and based off of the match that I just played, you can reciprocate that. You can see why I think that it is. If I slugged... Okay, I downed Jeff on the pallet. Sable's nearby. He's on a pallet. I can't pick up. I physically cannot pick up. If I pick up, she gets a pallet save. If I don't pick up, he got adrenaline. Explain to me what the killer is supposed to do in that scenario. I want you to tell me right now. You love typing paragraphs, so tell me right now, what should I have done? What should I have done there? And if you can't tell me, you're already proving my point for me. Oh my goodness. This guy's delusional. GG, by the way. I'm talking about this other guy in my chat. Oh my goodness, man. Okay. He said to Google it. He said to Google it. Look what happens when I Google it. Look what fucking happens when I Google it. Hold on. Let's take off all the text. Look at this. Behaviors devs saying the game is killer-sided. The very first result. Why do the devs want the game to be killer-sided? So this guy's whole argument is that Behavior said the game is killer-sided. No. Behavior, the very first result, it said they want it to be killer-sided. It's not killer-sided, but they want it to be. And that was just a random Reddit post. I searched word for word what he told me to search on Google, and that's what came up. He really thought I wasn't going to search it up either. He thought I wasn't going to. Well, guess what? I did. Your entire argument has just been fucking debunked, bro. And look at this. He said, the game is favored towards killer because it's a horror game. Excuse me? It's... Okay, so the game is killer-sided because it's a horror game, right? You're right. You know what? You're right. I mean, he's right. He's right. The game is so... What? How do I put this gently? The game is so damn horrifying. It's a horror game, so it must be killer-sided. Am I right, Trevor? Am I right, dude? I mean, this guy's clearly right. Dude, I mean, he's right, dude.